AI is changing everything, from self-driving cars to writing books to even robots. But can it replace local expertise on choosing and helping you in the best way to relocate to Florida? In this video, I'm going to prompt ChatGPT with 3 different prompts. 1, what are the best locations to move to in Florida or to live in Florida? 2nd, based on that number 1 overall pick, why is it the best location? And then 3rd, if I choose to move to this location, what are the best neighborhoods in this location to choose? I'm going to look at these prompts, look at the outputs, and then rank them individually for you to figure out, can ChatGPT be a resource? Can it be a help? Is it replacing local expertise? And where's that line drawn in the sand on where the guidance is versus the help needed on the local side? Hi, I'm Ryan Zakos. I'm with Zakos Realty Design Group. I have an office in downtown Sarasota where I'm at now, office on Venice Island as well. Again, I was born and raised here, and I believe that we are the best way to relocate to the state of Florida, as I know this area of the Gulf Coast of Florida better than anyone, but also have had the privilege of spending a lot of time on the East Coast of Florida. A really good friend in Orlando and Central Florida, have sold real estate in Jacksonville, Nocatee, and even the Panhandle, have lived and worked in Tampa, St. Pete as well. So again, know the state of Florida better than anyone, and we'd love to be a resource for you in helping you determine the best place for you. All right, let's dive into the video. So first I'm going to prompt ChatGPT, as you see here on the screen, what are the best places to live in Florida? Based on that prompt, I obviously love the fact that it shows Sarasota as number 1. I think Sarasota is one of the most unique and best places to live in the state of Florida because it's what you can find regarding real estate, but then also the local amenities that it has. It feels like a big city regarding the amenities, but yet a small town vibe in and of itself. So I think Sarasota is very distinct from that perspective. Love the fact that you have Venice around the corner, you have Lakewood Ranch around the corner. If you want the charming beach town around the corner in Venice, or Lakewood Ranch, the new construction suburban metropolis with all the retail and shopping and everything that it has, right around the corner as well. Then it has all the distinction of the barrier islands from Siesta Key, Lido, Longboat, up and down the coast. So again, love Sarasota, love that I chose it number 1. Love Naples as well. Naples, oftentimes people are looking to relocate to Florida. They're choosing kind of between the Sarasota metro area versus the Naples metro area, Fort Myers, Naples, and the other surrounding areas from there. I like the fact that I chose Sarasota over Naples. Personally, obviously I'm biased, I'm here, but Naples is a lot more costly, more expensive. The cost of living in Naples is a lot higher. The cost of real estate is a lot higher. But if you're looking here on the Gulf Coast, I think, and money's not necessarily a number or it doesn't matter as much to you, Naples is something worth considering as well. So love those things. 3 is Tampa. Tampa is another hot spot for relocation. The job market, if you're a professional, if you want more nightlife, great option for you. What I don't like about Tampa is you lose access to the beach. The beach is a lot further away. Sarasota is obviously a city on the Gulf of Mexico, so you have the wonderful access to the most beautiful beaches in the world right around the corner. Tampa, you lose access to that, but with Wesley Chapel and some of that new construction in the suburban area around Tampa, yeah, there's some great possibilities for you in Tampa. And again, if you want the nightlife and the urban atmosphere, then Tampa is, again, a great option. And St. Pete's another option, which is right around the corner, that, kind of distinguishing the Tampa Bay area there. That's obviously number 5 on the list, as you can see there. But so Tampa, St. Pete, glad they made the list. And Orlando, another one, if you're looking for more of that urban environment, entertainment, you have all the theme parks there and a lot going on. Great culinary scene in Orlando. And if you want the amenities and the entertainment and all that, Orlando's a great option. Great for young professionals, great for industry as well. So I understand why it did this overall list the way it did. I appreciate it. I think it's a very good list, a very good guide. I also appreciate the fact that way ChatGPT broke this out was based on kind of different segments of relocation destinations. So best overall, then you can see this next section, best beach towns. One thing I think it didn't do right per se is that number 1, Siesta Key. I think it's kind of a play on Sarasota. Siesta Key is in Sarasota. It's not really its own town. It's not its own township. It's got a small little village of Siesta Key that isn't, but really Siesta Key is just a barrier island of Sarasota. So kind of a little bit off there regarding best beach towns. Sanibel, a little south of here on the Gulf Coast. Another little, I don't even know if I would call that a town either, obviously. Destin, Vero Beach, and Jupiter. Personally, if you're calling it a beach town, you got to consider stuff like Venice, because Venice itself is a historic downtown. There's no bridge that breaks the beach from downtown. One of the only places in the whole entire country where there's no bridge dividing historic downtown Venice to the Venice Beach. So kind of a cool aspect of Venice. I think it's a very charming, median price is a little bit lower than Sarasota. So Venice is actually a town, unlike Siesta Key where it's not really a town. Sarasota is a town. Naples is a town. So I think it's a little bit off on this beach towns aspect. It's not really considering townships or cities. It's just kind of saying little sections or the beach areas of the city. So it's a little off there, but again, great resource for if you want to be at Sanibel, what's the closest town? If you want to be at Siesta, what's the closest town? So it's a good resource if you want to use that as a guide. Best for families. The only one I really want to call out on this list is Lakewood Ranch. It's obviously a kind of a suburb, if you want to call it that. It's in the Sarasota proper area, metro area of Sarasota. I currently live in Lakewood Ranch, absolutely love Lakewood Ranch, and I do think it's one of the best places for families in the whole entire state of Florida. Another place I think I would consider is up in the Jacksonville area. There's some master plan communities outside of Jacksonville that are wonderful for families. The new construction communities have tons of amenities and they're family first in their thinking. Lakewood Ranch is just like that. Tons of gated communities, tons of amenities, it's all new construction. So as a young family, you don't have to worry about the maintenance of homes and stuff like that. So Lakewood Ranch, great option. Welland Park, another master plan community. Again, not really a town. It's a master plan community of Sarasota County. It's in Sarasota County, has a postal code of Venice using Northport's utilities. But again, great for new construction, great for amenities. And then even in Sarasota itself, the south part of Sarasota has wonderful school zone as well. People don't miss that. Like Pineview, one of the best schools in the whole entire country here is in Sarasota. So great option. Then there's suburbs of Tampa that are wonderful as well, like Wesley Chapel. And then again, like I said, like Nocatee, some of the areas outside of Jacksonville are wonderful for young families and as well. So don't really love that list, but there are some good resources and some stuff to explore there if you're interested. Best for young professionals. Again, if you're a young professional, you're single, you want to be in an urban setting, can't disagree with this list at all. From Miami, Tampa, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale. Again, if you're a young professional and you are single and you want the nightlife and you want the culinary experience and entertainment and all that, you want to be in an urban environment, you want to be in a downtown high rise or whatever it may be. So again, I can't disagree with this list for young professionals. Best for retirees. The Villages, not a huge fan of the Villages. We're actually seeing a lot of people relocate from the Villages because it's not exactly what they're looking for within a town or community itself. I think my experience is the Villages was very hot in the 90s. That kind of is tapering off a little bit. People want the beach. They want more of the lifestyle approach. They want the activities of the biking trails, things like that. They want the amenity-rich communities and not just a town, like a party town. Villages, I get it from retirees because it's so retire focused, so it has to make the list, but don't really love it as number one. Venice, again, love Venice from the beach town aspect of it. Historic downtown, it's very charming, it's very quaint, a lot going on. The one thing that there's no new construction unless it's an urban infill on Venice Island. And I like Venice Island because of the walkability to the beach, the walkability to historic downtown, very golf cart heavy. So I love that aspect of being on Venice Island. New construction is lacking a little bit. If you want to go to North Venice or Nokomis, again, some great new construction options. A place like Talent Preserve would be a great community for retiree. So I like Venice, love Naples, Punta Gorda, only if you're boating. If you're really heavy into boating, Punta Gorda is a great boating town, but you don't have a good beach. You don't have tons of amenities. You don't have tons of restaurants, culinary scene, cultural. That doesn't really exist in Punta Gorda, so I would avoid it unless you're really heavy into boating. If you're really heavy into boating, that's definitely worth checking out. And Delray Beach, which is a decent option over on the East Coast. So again, okay on the list, not sold completely. Love Venice. I think the distinction between Venice and Sarasota is great. If you're looking for culinary experiences, great beaches, entertainment, performing arts, you want to choose Sarasota. If you're looking for something more quaint, quiet, walkable, then Venice would be a great option for you. So just consider that in the back of your mind regarding retirees. Best for affordability, Cape Coral, real estate's kind of getting pummeled there. Tons of inventory, prices coming down. Don't love the access to the beach there, so you're kind of missing that. Palm Coast, Lakeland, Gainesville, Point St. Lucie. I don't really love these affordability options. I think there are better choices. Some suburbs of Jacksonville, again, are some great options. Some stuff in the Panhandle, some great options. Some suburbs of Tampa, some great options. And then you have like this Venice, Nokomis area, I think a hidden gem in the state of Florida regarding proximity to the beach. You can get new construction. So I would kind of put those areas on the map if you're looking for affordable options. Even like Parrish, if you're looking for super affordable, lose a little access to the beach, but Parrish is kind of like the Lakewood Ranch 2.0, the little brother, little sister of Lakewood Ranch. So Parrish is a great option. It's growing like crazy, tons of new construction, still pretty good access to Sarasota and the surrounding areas. So nature lovers, Mount Dora, Ocala, Key West, Everglades City, Cedar Key. The only thing I want to say about that list is the fact that like those are more touristy spots. I love Mount Dora, but it's more of a place I want to visit, not necessarily live. Small, quaint town, not much to do, rolling hills, Kind of a cool setup. It's a great place to go visit on the weekend. Necessarily wouldn't want to live there though. Just my thought with that. So if you're looking for nature lovers, again, I would probably consider the nature lovers and the best beach spots kind of all in one. In Sarasota, you got the Legacy Trail, runs from Venice all the way down to downtown Sarasota. It's a wonderful bike path, one of the best in the whole state of Florida. So you got the biking, you got the kayaking, the paddleboarding, you got the mangrove tunnels here in Lido. So there's tons of stuff to do. If you have a great beach and county parks, obviously it's going to be great for good nature. So don't really love the nature lovers list. That's more for if you are looking to tourism, to visit, want to spend some time outdoors, but not necessarily live there. So grade that prompt. I would give it, I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but I probably would give it a C or so. There definitely are some great areas and food for thought that it recommends and mentions. I don't think it hits all the categories and all the areas the best it could have, probably, not knowing some of the intimate details of some of these locations. But overall, it gives you some great things to ponder and some great insight on why it chose some of those locations. But again, I don't think it necessarily hit the nail on the head on all of them. So I'll give it a C. Now the next prompt. So why is Sarasota the best place to move to in the state of Florida? This is what ChatGPT says. Number one, stunning beaches and natural beauty. Can't agree more. It is obviously, Siesta Key is constantly a #1 beach in the whole entire country. Just recently was rated #1 beach again. Love the natural beauty, the beaches, and it's a great reason why Sarasota would be featured as the #1 place to live in the state of Florida. Number two, the high quality of life. Love the idea of it's a small town city with big city amenities. Love that kind of feeling and the quality of life that you get around that. I like personally in a city that's very artistic, culinary first, tons of Zagat rated restaurants here, performing arts with the Oslo Theater and Van Wezel. You can go see a Broadway play in Oslo and then performing arts opera in Van Wezel, all within the same week. You get wonderful talent. And again, that culture and arts is kind of just bled through quality of life here in Sarasota. So like that. And I also like, if you look at Sarasota as kind of a more of a metro area, you can include stuff like Lakewood Ranch, like everything Lakewood Ranch has, UTC, which is the, retail mecca of the state of Florida right now. And then you have like Venice, which is just south of Sarasota, and all the historic charm that has. So love the quality of life aspect, growing job market and economy. I call BS a little bit on that, honestly, just be transparent. I don't necessarily think of Sarasota as a thriving job market and economy per se from a job industry perspective. There is really not a ton of industry here. The leading employers for this area is Sarasota Memorial, and that's a hospital. So Sarasota Memorial Hospital, so medical, finance, real estate, trade services, retail, those are kind of the industry here. So if you're looking for something that is more higher industry focused, like tech, whatever it may be, this is probably not the place you want to be. You probably want to target more of a Tampa or Miami or an Orlando. These are the urban areas that are going to have more of an industry. So I don't think necessarily you're targeting Sarasota from an industry perspective or a job perspective. I think you're coming here if you're looking to retire or make it a seasonal home, or you're an entrepreneur, or you have the opportunity to work from home and want that great quality of life from working from home. That's why you would choose Sarasota, not for the growing job market and economy. Excellent schools and education. Not much higher education here. Lakewood Ranch has got some dental schools and some higher education from that perspective, but from a lower level school, from elementary, middle, high, great options. Southern Sarasota, South Sarasota's got some wonderful school zones, not so much on the north side of Sarasota, but if you're looking to live in that northern side of Sarasota, you would target Lakewood Ranch. If you're a young family, you can't really be in Lakewood Ranch and be not in an A-rated school zone. So Lakewood Ranch is a wonderful place if you're looking for schools and education. And then again, South Sarasota's got some wonderful schools, and even Venice has some wonderful school zones as well. So great options on the education side. Safe and clean community. Can't disagree. Think it's absolutely one of the best places from that regard in the whole state of Florida. Feels clean, feels updated. That's why I love Lakewood Ranch so much. Oldest community in Lakewood Ranch, built in the mid-90s. So overall, very new, very modern, very clean, very safe. Ideal weather and outdoor activities. That's kind of a no-brainer. Anything in Florida is pretty much, you're getting that. You're getting the year-round sun, the 6 months of great, more mild temperatures. And then obviously the summer can be brutal, but that's the summer. 7th thriving real estate market. There's an influx of people moving here to the state of Florida. I don't know if I would say it's thriving. Right now, we're actually seeing a little bit of a cool down in the real estate market. We're seeing some pricing drop a little bit. Great if you're a buyer. Obviously, there's more negotiating and opportunity than there has been in years here in the state of Florida, but I wouldn't say necessarily it's a thriving real estate market. There are some areas of really high interest and some like micro markets in the state of Florida that are still doing very, very well. But overall, there's a lot of inventory. Prices are coming down a little bit. It's getting softer. So a lot of opportunities for buyers. And then prime location, I would argue up and down that this is the best location on the map in the whole state of Florida. Love the access to the urban areas of Tampa. It's only being 2 hours from Orlando, even 3 hours to Miami. On the Gulf Coast, a little bit quieter on the East Coast. You get the beaches, the white sand beaches of the Gulf of Mexico, the blue waters. But again, great proximity to airports, to retail, to restaurants. I mean, I think it's one of the best places on a map, if you're just to pick a spot on a map in the whole state of Florida. So I love that prime location call out. Culinary scene and local vibes, we talked about that. Great culinary scene, great culture, great vibes for Sarasota. Reason with that, and then the best of both worlds. And we talked about this kind of in that number 2 point, but the urban conveniences with the small town relaxation. It's that great mixed balance of life and lifestyle. Again, if you want something more quiet or more quaint, you go down to Venice. If you want some more gated community, newer construction, urban feel, Lakewood Ranch. And then Sarasota's got this mix of everything from Palmer Ranch, which is a little bit more new construction, to downtown Laurel Park, which is going to be more historic homes. You have downtown high rises with luxury condos. So literally anything and everything you think of from the real estate perspective is an option in Sarasota. So overall, I would rate this list a B. There's a couple, like the job market thing. I think that's kind of a garbage call out, but that's just my perspective. You know, I think it's kind of trying to force that in as just kind of like a trendy thing to say of why you'd move somewhere. So don't love that call out. So I would give it a B. The last part I'm going to give it in grade is going to be, give me the best neighborhoods in Sarasota so I can start assessing what I want to, or where I want to be within Sarasota. So I'm going to see now how chat does with this, now that we're getting a little bit more in the weeds, a little bit more like micro, and see if it yet has a capability to give you just as good insight as I would give you as a local expert in the market. So for best neighborhoods, I see number 1, Lakewood Ranch. Again, right but not right. Lakewood Ranch is a great master planned community, but Lakewood Ranch is actually 50 square miles. It's over 52 neighborhoods. So you can't call it a neighborhood because yes, I want to move to Sarasota. I want to move to Lakewood Ranch, but there's 52 neighborhoods in Lakewood Ranch. So how are you going to determine what out of the 52 neighborhoods you want to be in? What amenities do you want? Do you want it gated? Do you want it more family focused, more retirement focused, more active lifestyle, social scene, full-time activity store? There's so many options with Lakewood Ranch that you can't just say Lakewood Ranch. So I don't like that aspect of it. Downtown Sarasota, again, do you want a high-rise condo? Want to be in Laurel Park in a historic, single-family home bungalow? There's, again, tons of options in just this little tiny area. It's a couple mile radius of downtown Sarasota where we're sitting right now. So you can't just say downtown Sarasota. And then Siesta Key, again, the Siesta Key is a barrier island. There's everything from single-family homes at Canal, single-family homes not at Canal, beachfront mansions, small condos to high-rise luxury condos. There's everything on Siesta Key. So you can't just say, hey, Siesta Key is a neighborhood. It's one of the best in Sarasota. It's not a neighborhood. It's a little village, essentially within Sarasota. It's a barrier island. Palmer Ranch, again, it's a master plan community, just like Lakewood Ranch, started development in the 80s. So you have wonderful communities like Prestantia, a TPC golf course. You have newer construction communities like Talent Preserve and Hammock Preserve and Sunrise Preserve. You have these newer construction communities mixed in with some of these older established communities like Turtle Rock and Prestantia. So again, you can't say this is just a neighborhood, one of the best neighborhoods. There are 30 plus neighborhoods in Palmer Ranch that you can choose from. So you really need someone. Again, I actually was out yesterday with a client and they want to be in Palmer Ranch. That's why I thought of this, but they want to be in Palmer Ranch and they said they're looking for a gated community with tons of activities, tons of social life, and they would love a wonderful resort style pool with a poolside restaurant. Well, obviously that is not an option here in chat. So I gave them the list of communities that meet that criteria and we went out and looked at them, and obviously they're going to be going to contract. So it's some of this nitty gritty local expertise that chat's kind of failing at. Then it gives you best waterfront and luxury neighborhoods. Lido and St. Armand's, again, they're keys, they're barrier islands. It's not necessarily neighborhoods. Lido itself has a handful of neighborhoods, everything from Lido Shores on the north side of Lido, which is like single family waterfront homes, to, reasonably priced condo to luxury condos, all make up on Lido. Same thing, Bird Key is probably one of the only kind of like neighborhoods it gets right, because Bird Key was developed as a neighborhood, a single family home with its own little island right off of downtown. If you're looking for a single family home that's great for boating, close to downtown, close to Lido, close to St. Armands, Bird Key is a fantastic place to live. It's a wonderful, wonderful community there. And Longboat Key, again, I mean, you're talking about a very long, very extensive barrier island here off the coast of Sarasota. Actually, half of the island's in Manatee County, half of it is in Sarasota County. So again, you have every possible scenario, from small single family to large single family to Magnificent Five, which are beachfront multi-million-dollar estates, to luxury condos, to modest condos, to even modular homes on Longboat Key. So you have literally a mix of anything and everything. You can't call it a neighborhood. So ultimately, I think chat is failing at giving me insight on the best neighborhoods to live. It's just highlighting areas within Sarasota. It's not giving me specific neighborhoods. So I don't appreciate that aspect of it. I think ultimately on this side, it gets a D. That's what I would rank it. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but this is where I think chat can be a super big help in giving you some guidance and giving you some ideas, so giving you some areas to think and ponder, even giving you some tips and insights into why areas and areas that you might want to consider. But then as you start getting into more of the micro needs that you have, the specific communities, the specific amenities, wanting to be close to certain attractions, that's where chat starts failing. That's where you need a local expert in your market. So I hope that I'm a resource for you in this search, in this endeavor. I have tons of guides available for helping you determine where you might want to be and what you want to look for. If you go to the website, I have a neighborhood quiz on there. I also have some guides that you can download, but feel free to shoot me a call, shoot me a text. I would love to be a resource for you in this relocation journey. Thanks for watching, and feel free to reach out anytime. Talk to you soon. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video. I just want to pop on real quick and tell you a little bit about who I am and who we are here at Zackos Realty and Design Group. I'm Ryan Zackos, as you heard throughout the video. I was born and raised here in Sarasota. I currently live with my family in Lakewood Ranch. Started this firm with my father about 8 years ago or so. We have an office in downtown Sarasota and downtown Venice. He actually lives on Venice Island. My father relocated here from Michigan, and it was his first career out of college at Michigan State, was a police officer here in Sarasota County at the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. My mom relocated here from New Jersey when she was actually a child, so they have both relocated here from out of state, but it afforded me the opportunity to actually be born and raised here. So I spent my first 18 years living in Sarasota proper, and then now with my family, we live in Lakewood Ranch. I absolutely love everything about the Gulf Coast of Florida. I've worked in St. Pete, I've worked in Tampa, I lived in Sarasota. My parents currently live in Venice Island. I have sold a lot of stuff in Welland Park. I'm passionate about this area, and I think that it offers an unbelievable lifestyle that is unparalleled to anything else in the state of Florida, let alone the country. I do think that being born and raised here, it provides me the opportunity to provide insight into communities, into areas that a lot of agents don't know. There are a lot of agents, there's 10,000 plus agents here locally, and a lot of those agents actually aren't from here or haven't lived here that very long at all. So being from here, I have had the privilege of building relationships with tons and tons of vendors in every industry you could think of, but then also just having that intimate knowledge of each community and each area, whether it's a pocket of Sarasota or a pocket of Venice or Lakewood Ranch, whatever that consists. I do think that I can provide that value in great detail for you and help you in understanding what your relocation goals are and helping you achieve that in what kind of home and community you want to ultimately be in. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions at all. I would love to be a resource for you, and I hope I can meet you one day. Thanks. Talk to you soon.